Hi, welcome or welcome back if you're new here. My name is Jodie, artist named MillieJo, and this week we are already back with another Becoming Her conversation. I usually do those once a month, but I did one last week, and the reason why I am already doing another one is because those two subjects are so related. Last week I talked about how it's like to take a gap year, my experience taking a gap year, and my recommendations. And if you haven't saw this video already, I highly recommend you to go check it out to have a bit more of context about the subject of this week, which is, as you may have already saw in the title, the art of starting over. Why starting over? That's what we're going to talk about. So what was my thought process behind starting over to live a life that I am content with, that I am happy living, and my recommendations, what you should not forget when you start over. So now that that is said, let's jump right into it. First, we're gonna do a little resume of what I talked about last week, and this is because, again, for a little context, but we're gonna go a bit deeper in the subjects that are important for this video. So basically, why I took a gap year. What you have to keep in mind is that I have always been the type of person that wants to live a life that she is happy with. I just want to be happy in the life that I live, in the job that I do, with the people that I talk to. I just want to be happy. You know, I want to work somewhere that does make me happy. And while I was in school, I was an architecture student. And as the years were advancing, I was seeing that I was not respecting this aspect of my life of wanting to live a life that would make me happy. And I realized that architecture was not for me. But what really kept me going is that my friends were there and everything. But at the end, I realized that it was not for me. So I took a gap year to actually take a break and figure out what I wanted in my life. And with the title of this video, you can see that I kind of figured it out. I wanted to start over, so I didn't want to go back to architecture. I wanted to start over and to do what I really wanted to do, which, if you're not new on this channel, you might know this, but my dream is to become a published author or bestseller author. This is what I am pursuing. And during this gap year, it was not easy to figure out. I feel like when you know you want to start over is because you're not content with the type of life that you're living and you're doing something that you don't really like and you want to do what you truly want to do. And I feel like usually you kind of know what this is, but if you don't, it's okay. I feel like you should really try things out, try different things that you always have loved to do, or learn new skills to see if there's something else that wake up a fire in you that you want to start over in. But for me, I was always a creative person. Like, me wanting to write for the rest of my life was not something new. It wasn't something like, oh my god, this is what I want to do. It was like, why did I even go in architecture when I knew like that's what I wanted to do? That's how it was for me. Writing is always the thing that I go back to. If it's not books that I am writing, I am journaling, I am writing poems, I'm always writing. And even though I love so many different types of art, I love them all. Like, I could have become a singer if I wanted to, you know, that, well, okay, we're a bit out of context, but you know what I mean? I just love all types of art. But writing was really the thing that in every single path that I could see myself take, that I knew I was going to do at the end. I knew that if I had become an architect, with my free time, I would have been writing. During my retraite, I would have been writing. Sorry for the French. By the way, my first language is French, it's not English, so bear with me. But what is important here, I think that you should not regret the choices that you make. So if, for example, for me, I took the choice to pursue writing, but I just said I am a creative. I love different types of art. And again, if you're not new here, you know that I do a lot of artist vlogs, and I have a small business which is called LovelyMillie, where I sell handmade felt stickers. I'm gonna put some pictures here if you want to check it out. I just make handmade felt stickers and I sell them because this was a dream of mine since I was 15. And even though I realized that writing was the thing that I wanted to do for the rest of my life, this dream too that I had about starting this small business was still there. It's not something that I wanted to regret later and be like, oh, I should have at least tried it. Even if I knew writing was what I wanted to do, I should have at least tried to sell my art, because, you know, I always have been creative and I love decorating my room, and there was no more place in my room. So I was like, oh my gosh, I should sell my art and just share the love and share the joy and help other people romanticize their life. If you want to romanticize your life too and be a little bit happier, you can go check out my link in the bio. You can go check out my shop and see the beautiful handmade felt stickers, if you please. So yeah, back to the video. I just really didn't want to have any regrets. And if for you, for example, you're in school and for you it's important to finish your program, but you know that you won't continue on this program, but it's important for you to finish it, well, finish it, and then after pursue another dream. You just don't want to have regrets in your life. And this is why I chose to, during my gap year, I will sell my art. And when I'm gonna go back to school, which is like a spoiler for the next part, and when I'm gonna go back to school, I'm gonna focus only on writing, which brings us to the next part. Do you go back to school or do you not go back to school? What do you do actually once that you have decided to start over? There's a lot of questions that must come into your mind. That's what it was for me. A thing that you should keep in mind is that I never really liked the school system. I never really thought that you need school to be successful. So for me, deciding after I took my gap year and I knew that I didn't want to go back to architecture, trying to figure out if I wanted to go back to school or not was a bit difficult, because especially that it was about something, one of my creative rough writing. I'm like, do I need school to write or whatever? Like, it's something that I just always have done at home by myself. But so like I was like, do I really need to go to school for it? Like I had a lot of questions on my mind, and it's normal to have all these questions, and this is why you have to figure this out when you decide to start over. You have to take decisions. You have to do like les pour et les contre. You have to see what is the best option for you. And for me, during this gap year, I was so much alone. I mean, in my craft and trying to figure out what to do and not having people who have similar dreams. Sometimes I feel like it can get a bit lonely, and this is why one of the reasons why I decided to go to school, because I know that to go back to school to pursue writing, I know that it's something that I don't need school for, but you should always bring what you do, your craft, to the maximum of where it can be. I just want to become better and better at it. And the same way I could have done online courses and just learn on my own terms and alone, I could go to school with a lot of teachers who are also passionate with it and meet a lot of people like me who are passionate about writing. And this was the aspect that really made me want to go back to school. And also I do a lot of things at the same time. I have my YouTube channel too, so I was like, I can focus on my YouTube channel when it's at home on myself, do my researches on myself, but for writing I'll be a bit easier on myself. Like I don't want to try to figure out everything all on, so I follow a system and become better at writing too. So that's the decision that I made. These are decisions that you have to make when you start over. Are you gonna go back to school for it, or are you gonna learn on your own terms, do your own education? Like there's a lot of different options, and I just want you to remember that you're not locked in a box and you're not obligated to follow one path because everybody is doing it, but you follow what is the best for you. And if this is going back to school, it is. If it is not, it is not, and it's okay. Now, one thing that I'd like to add on that is that it's super important to maintain the changes that you have made. This comes back to a subject that we talked about last week, which was to not doubt yourself. I talk about it a lot, but it's for a reason, because I feel like it's just so easy when you follow your dreams, when you follow something that there's not a lot of people who are doing it, to doubt yourself, to feel like you're maybe not at the right place, that maybe you made the wrong choices, that maybe you should have just not dreamed that big, because can you even achieve it? You start doubting yourself, especially when you start over. It's not easy to start over, because you have built something else, and then you realize that it's not really for you, and it's not the type of life that you want to live, and you decide to choose another thing. And it's not easy, it's normal. You're gonna feel all types of emotions, and doubt in your decision can come and make you not be consistent about your dream anymore, make you lose your confidence about it. And this is why I just want to remember you that when you start over, it's really important to not doubt yourself and to honor your decision, even if someone is not thinking the same thing as you. Not everybody's gonna understand your choice, and you need to be okay with that, because we're all different. Like me, for example, I said I was an architecture student. I was in architecture for 3 3.5 years, and I decided to take a gap year and to not go back. And for some people, maybe I should have gone back, just finish it and then switch to something else. But for me, it was just a waste of time, and I knew this is not what I wanted to follow, and I knew it's the right thing that I want to do. So why would I go back? And this is my mentality. And maybe some people don't understand that, but this is how I am, and I honor my decisions, and I live with my own principles and what I think, and I don't doubt myself on that. And this is something that is super important. I was doubting myself for so long, so this is why I'm asking you to please just believe in yourself, don't doubt yourself, and give your 100%. And even if things don't work out the way you envision it in the time that you envision it, trust and believe that it will happen if you keep doing the work for it. Like, you started over, you came from somewhere. Like, don't forget where you came from and all that you have built to make this dream happen. Just always remember your why, and don't give up. Have faith. Have faith. Have faith. This is what is super important for you to remember. And on all of that, we're talking about the last part, the last thing that is super important when you start over. A recommendation that I'm giving you from the bottom of my heart, and that you should really apply, is to celebrate your wins, to celebrate your progress, to celebrate every steps as small as they can be. Just celebrate. Celebrate, because if you don't, if you're not your biggest cheerleader, no one else will be. No one else will be your biggest cheerleader. Like, you have to be your biggest cheerleader. Even the small steps that nobody sees. It's like me, for example, with this YouTube channel. Every single time I have one new person subscribing to this channel, I am super grateful and I'm super happy about it. And it's a step. It's like small steps. You know, I have a goal. I want to build this really big family, you know, but you always start somewhere. You start somewhere and then you build from it, and you have to be grateful about every steps, every baby steps that you take. This is by you being your biggest cheerleader. This is by you just being happy, giving you a little treat when you have succeeded something. Because if you're not, it's just gonna get really boring, lonely, and you're just gonna continue doubting yourself. And just celebrating your wins as this little positivity that you need in this process of rebuilding your life and building the type of life that you want. So yeah, we've actually reached the end of this video. I feel like I've talked for so long. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I'm gonna see that when I'm gonna edit. I feel like I have to cut a lot of parts. But again, you've reached the end, and I am thanking you so much to have watched till here. I hope this video will really help you in your thought process, or in you starting over your life, and really kind of brought you a little comfort just to see that you're not alone in this process, that we're a lot who have figured out that we just want to start over, we want to change things up a little bit in our life. And I just hope that this video did that for you. It brought comfort, and if it did, if you liked it, please subscribe, join in the family. Here we talk self-improvement, purpose, and creativity. So if those are subjects that you like, I mean, what are you waiting for? We have some creative vlogs over here, you know, all types of things. So I am sure that you can find your place. Now, again, thank you for watching till here. I wish you a lovely rest of your week, and I'll see you bestie in the next one. Bye bye.